Hello and welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alradi. Good afternoon. Welcome to your stimulus update, your stimulus check update and report. Update is as of September the 9th, 2020. So do come on in. As always, drop a comment. I want to know who you are. If you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, this information is going to be really important for you to really keep updated on what's happening related to the stimulus and the stimulus that's currently being administered under the current CARES Act. That is important to you, your family, and your business. Do hit the like button. Do subscribe if you're not already subscribed to stay in the know about how you can amplify your business, how you can get more money for your business in this unprecedented times, right? Share out this video and this channel to your social media connections so that they get the information that they need. Sharing is caring. So I'm going to get right into the updates. These are important updates for you all to be able to know about. Really important. So one of the biggest things that I'm going to be talking about is Trump's $300 billion proposal. But before I get to that, I want to give you some other important updates regarding the stimulus that you're going to need to know as well. The Senate is back in session. We know we just came off of an extended holiday weekend. So the Senate is back in session, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has introduced another bill, what he considers a skinny bill or streamlined bill, which is different than the package that they're currently negotiating. When I say they, Congress, that means the House and the Senate have been negotiating this larger bill, which they're still negotiating and still haven't come to any agreement on. In the interim, the House passed a smaller bill, and the Senate has introduced this new bill that is a skinnier bill, and it is scheduled to go up for vote this week. I think that they're trying to get a vote in the Senate by Thursday. Now, what is in this proposed bill? One thing you should know, it's not a stimulus check. So a stimulus check is not in this bill. The focus of this particular bill is unemployment benefits, which I'll be talking about in a moment here. Some important news about that. But they're proposing $300 through December the 27th. So, Trump signed an executive order. The CDC put into place extended benefits of $300, but that's only for 3 weeks. And then each state has to get approved for any subsequent weeks because they only have a limited pool of money, which is a $40 billion pool of money for the states. As of right now, I believe 45 to 48 states have already been approved. If you're one of those states, if you've already started receiving your unemployment checks, please do let me know. They're going to be retroactive back for 3 weeks to August the 1st, and then again approved for subsequent weeks through the FEMA is going to be administered. But for this stimulus package, they want to extend the benefits through December the 27th. That's through the end of the year. They are also proposing more PPP money. So we know all the bills are including PPP money. For this, they want to really focus on businesses that have 300 employees or less. So this will be a second round. So for those of you who have already applied and been approved for PPP money, this will be a second round that you will be able to get under this bill. And then the cap is, instead of $10,000, would be $10 million would be $2 million for this program. They're also proposing some liability coverage. That's huge for the Republicans, is having liability protections for businesses against claims, coronavirus claims. So say someone gets sick and your business, they don't want all these claims to be coming against your business for things that you're not going to be held liable for it. So these are still things, again, that they're negotiating in the larger package, but they're trying to get out this smaller one. Now, before you get too excited about this, I just said that the House passed one, the Senate passed one. You can't it doesn't just end at the passing. Both the House and the Senate must approve it, and then it must be signed by the president. So again, I don't know how beneficial this is when they're taking time away from negotiating the HEROES Act that is already a current bill from the House that was passed, and the HEALS Act, which is a Senate bill. What they're trying to do is negotiate to come and meet in the middle. And instead of doing that, they're focusing on these other bills that are not going to pass because the House doesn't want to pass a small bill. They want a comprehensive bill that is really going to meet the needs of the American people, right? They don't want a skinny bill. They want a comprehensive bill, and they have negotiated down, saying from the 3 trillion where they were to, I believe, 2.4 trillion. And I think the Senate came up 500 billion, right, from where they were, which was at the bottom level of $1 trillion. So again, I don't know how beneficial this is going to be, but that bill is going to be up for vote this week. It's already been introduced in the Senate. Now, I want to talk really quickly for those of you who still have not received your stimulus check. This is the first stimulus check that came out through the CARES Act. That's the $1,200 for individual, $2,400 for those who are married, right? If you meet the eligibility, there are currently 9 million people in the United States that need to file a claim. And most of these people are those of you that aren't required to file your tax returns, right? So maybe your income was below the threshold, or you're on Social Security or something like that. The IRS has a non-filers tool that you have to use to submit like a mini return so that they can get you your money. So there's still 9 million people. So if you're one of those, or just know, if you know somebody close to you, right? Just talk to people, ask them, did you get your stimulus check yet? If they didn't, let them know that they have until October the 15th. If you want your check and you want it this year, by year's end, you have to go to the IRS, which is www.irs.gov, and submit the non-filer form for you to be able to get your check. Okay, so do that, please. So these are people that do not file taxes on a regular basis. You have until October 15th to register with irs.gov tool to receive by year end. And this is between $1,200 and $2,400, depending if you a single filer or if you're married. IRS will begin mailing out notifications to these 9 million people. So if you get a letter in the mail from the IRS, I know that they will be sending these out on or around about September the 24th. If you have not gotten it, just letting you know that you could potentially be one of the ones that is due this money. So no, it is coming from the IRS, because I know there's scams and things out there like that. The IRS will never call you. They will always mail you. Okay. So expect that around September the 24th that they will send you out a notification letter. Now, if you do not file by October 15th, then you will have to file a tax return in order to get your money, and then that would be on your next year's tax return. Okay, so again, if you are a person or know someone that has not received your stimulus check that most of us have already received is unclaimed. So definitely you want to claim that. It's an easy process on irs.gov website. So you can get your money. I know all of us need money, so you definitely never want to leave money on the table, right? But there's still 9 million of you, so get your money, as I say. Now, Trump is proposing a $300 billion coronavirus relief aid in the form of a stimulus check. So he wants for us to be able to get stimulus checks while Congress is still negotiating the larger package. So he is proposing using taking unused money, that's the $300 billion from the CARES Act funds that are still remaining, and put them towards the next stimulus check. Now, he doesn't stipulate how much of a stimulus check, if it's going to be $1,200 or more or less, but that is the pool of money that he's recommending that be used. And that is really the amount that was paid out in the initial stimulus checks that went out to the American people. So that's where he got that number from. That is the money that is available. But guess what? He still needs Congress approval to be able to use that money. So there's no way around that, right? So Congress has to take action. So and it's been slow moving. That's why I continue to say we have to use our power. We have to use our voices, make phone calls, email your congressmen and women, join our Twitter campaign that we have to let them know that we want our money, not just our idle money, but how this is impacting us. We need them to serve the American people. That's why they're there. That's why they're in their position. And speed up the process to make a decision, pass a stimulus bill that is going to help us. Instead of having to sign this executive order here and then wait to see if Congress is going to approve, and then passing this little stimulus over here and this one over here, and you can't get both sides to approve it. We just need both the House and the Senate to come together and pass a comprehensive stimulus package that is going to meet all the needs, that is going to include PPP, that is going to include unemployment, that is going to include more idle money for small business, that will include another stimulus package. All of that is in these bills that they just need to negotiate and make a decision, pass it, and then have the president sign it. So again, that is what he's proposing. But again, we need to see if Congress bites on it and approves that the allocation of that $3 billion to go towards a next stimulus check. Now, everybody agrees on both sides that another stimulus check is needed. It will happen. How much and when, we just don't know until they make a decision. So as always, I will keep you updated on that. Okay. This is really important. This is, again, unemployment. I said I would talk about this later. Unemployment. Are any of you all on unemployment? Are you receiving the pandemic unemployment assistance or even the regular unemployment? So I'm in Ohio. We were notified that there are, I think, 6% of the unemployment claims were determined to be overpaid. So there's a lot coming out about across different states about overpayment. Look, are you asking yourself, how does this stuff happen? I asked myself the same thing. I'm one of the ones that I didn't get a notice. I just saw in my account that it was dramatically reduced, and then it said overpayment. And I'm like, overpayment. I'm like, why didn't I get an email about this? And I'm like, I submitted all my documentations. Everything was correct. Now, you may be held responsible to pay back any overpayments, right? So in my particular situation, this overpayment was not due to anything on my behalf. They were given my tax returns the day that I applied, right? I actually submitted my tax returns 3 times, the same ones, 2019 tax returns. So that was a mistake on their end. And when I was looking in the news yesterday, I think someone said it was reported that someone said that they were just putting claims through. They really weren't looking at it. Like, who does that? Like, if you're asking people to submit their financial records, you're supposed to be basing the calculation of how much they get based on their income. So how do you just say that, we were so rushed, we had so many to get through that we just put people through and we just gave them any amount of money and then hold them accountable for something that was not their fault? Does that make sense to you? Let me know in the comments, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Now in Ohio, I believe what they're saying is, and this is what they should be saying, because if it's not, I will go to the news. Okay. And I know a lot of people are going to the news because this is unfair, but I believe if it was an error on your part, you will have to pay it back. Yeah, I know it's unfortunate. It may not be fair. But if they overpaid you, what they're saying is it's either one of two things. Either you didn't submit proper information or right calculations regarding your income, or it was a mistake on their end. They didn't calculate it right. So for all of us entrepreneurs and small business owners, this happens a lot, not just with unemployment, but calculating our income, because it's different than W-2 employment income, okay, than it is for self-employed, okay? So I sent them an email, and I also started the process of appeal. But every state, like I said, is different in how they handle their unemployment programs. So you may, if you were overpaid, whether it was their fault or your fault, may be responsible to pay it back, or may not, just depending on the state. If I were you, I would appeal it. I would email them, and look, if it comes down to it, I would take it to the news. You know, because people talk about, you know, oh my God, they charged me an overpayment. They took all my benefits. There have been many challenges with these programs. There's still people waiting, can you believe it or not, on their unemployment benefits to go through. There's still people fighting to get their unemployment benefits, right? And so us as entrepreneurs and small business owners, many of us qualify for the pandemic unemployment, which is not the traditional. This is what came out of the CARES Act, and a good portion of it is funded by the federal government, okay? So, you know, that's very unfortunate, but I don't, if I did everything right, don't hold me responsible to pay anything back because you made an incorrect calculation when I submitted my information. Okay. So again, everybody's situation is different, but if you did not get an email, just go to your back office, because that's what I did. You know, I file my claim every Sunday. So I go in my back office and I'm just looking at my dashboard and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what just happened? It was one way last week, and then I come back in here this week, it's totally different. So again, like a lot of these programs, you may not have gotten an email. Go to your unemployment back office where you file your claim every week. Look at your dashboard and see if anything has changed. If it says OP stands for overpayment, OP or overpayment. If there's an amount there, that means that they're saying that they overpaid you. Look and see if there is a reduction in your balance. You know, you have that balance that says, you know, for your week, the weeks that you're entitled to get payment, how much more they can pay you under the current circumstances or allotment that they gave you with the additional 13 weeks. It will say your balance. It may say 4,000, may say 5,000, whatever. Did that number drastically change? Did the amount, look at the amount that they pay you weekly. Did that dramatically change? Because it did for me, right? So those are things that you definitely want to look at. And then if that's the case, I would call unemployment and ask them what is going on, what happened if you did not get any type of notice. Look at your correspondence in the back office. Like I have a ton of correspondence, but none of it said that I was overpaid. It just showed that there's a drastic deduction and I have an overpayment, which I know is not my fault. Okay. So again, check with your state. I always say appeal decisions. Don't just trump it up and say, oh, well, I'm just going to pay this, you know, because people do that all the time. You lose money that way. I'm about us getting our money. Why give away money or give them money for something that wasn't your fault? I will fight it to the end. And I would encourage you to do the same too. Right? So appeal that, unless, I mean, you assess, was it your fault that you didn't submit proper information? And so they made it determined based on information that was not completely complete or accurate. That's one thing. But if that's not the case and it was their fault, because a lot of times it's their fault, they did a miscalculation. If that's the case, appeal it. Fight that overpayment. Okay. And then if you need to, if they're still not doing, that's why you need to call your local reps and let them know things like this that are going on, right? Because they already had a identity theft issue. So some of us are under class action for that. Right. So again, a lot of these systems, a lot of these programs, I know in Ohio, they were holding maybe about 270,000 pandemic unemployment claims. So a lot of entrepreneurs had their claims held. They could not get their money because it was a fraud hold, because there's been a lot of fraud with these programs. Man, it's a lot of fraud and scams out here. You really have to be careful. And just as people, but especially entrepreneurs and business owners. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of fraud and scams and taking advantage of people, right? So people literally could not get their claims because there were fraud holds on their account. Okay, so you may have been one of those people. If you are, let me know in the comments if you were able to get those resolved. If you've applied for pandemic unemployment, if you're receiving it, also let me know if you've had challenges with it, and if you got a overpayment notice, or if you see that in your back office. If that is true, drop it in the comments. But again, with all of these things that I'm telling you, again, we can't leave it up to other people to do what they need to do. We have to hold them accountable. We have to demand what we want. And we have to take action ourselves. We have to be intentional. We have to be empowered. I'm not just going to sit back and have somebody tell me I owe $6,000. I've been in this situation before. And every time I fought it, right? And every time I've won because I knew I was in the right. But if you do not follow up and take action and be persistent and know that you have rights, you have rights as a consumer, you have rights as an unemployed individual, you have rights as an American. So you have rights. The thing is, do you know your rights and are you exercising your rights? You have power. Okay. So I just want you all to know that. So don't want to go on lengthy, but these are important. This is important updates for you all to know. These are things that, decisions that are being made that are impacting you as a person, your family, your livelihood, your business. So, these are things that are important to you. What's important to you? What's important for this next stimulus package that they're taking forever to pass? I mean, I know what's important to me. I know I want to see student loan forgiveness. That is a real burden, especially on entrepreneurs and small business owners. We definitely need another stimulus check. We not only need more PPP money, but it needs to go to the people that need it the most. Do you know how much fraud in these programs there were? Do you know how much money went to billionaires and millionaires and didn't really come to the real small business, the micro businesses? The idle money that is still outstanding for a lot of us. Don't you want your grant money? I want my grant money, right? And so either they need to pass the S.4227 Idle for Small Business Act or incorporate those requirements into this next stimulus bill. I don't care how they do it, but they need to pass it, meaning they are adding more funds to the Idle program. And that they're not just doing that, but they're stipulating that what they intended under the CARES Act, which was for us to get our full $10,000 and for us to get fully funded up to $2 million, that would hold true. And that they have to do it without any further action on our part. That's what we want. I'm still waiting on my grant. And yes, I was denied and approved. I filed for reconsideration of my EIDL loan. I got approved, but guess what? I'm still waiting for it to hit my bank account. And I applied March 30th, the first day that they opened. The CARES Act was signed into law on March 27th. The SBA portal, EIDL portal, opened on the 30th. So we're in September. So understand that I understand what all the challenges everybody's going through. I know it's exhausting, it's frustrating, but we have to stay in this fight. We can't just give up. And we have to know that we're in this together and hold these service leaders accountable. What are they doing? These are taxpayer dollars. These are our dollars. We have power. Without small business and entrepreneurs, there is no economy. There are no strong neighborhoods and communities. We are the foundation of our neighborhoods and our communities. So what we think, what we say, and what we want definitely matters. So I call on Congress, I call on the president to take expeditious action on the behalf of the American people, on behalf of all the entrepreneurs out here and small business owners who have lost their businesses, are on the verge of losing their business, on the verge of losing their homes, that don't have money coming in. We need you all to act, and we need you all to act right now. Okay? So I want to be able to come on here and give a real stimulus update and let you know that we have the money, that they passed something. I want to be able to tell you they passed something, and that they passed something that is really going to help us as entrepreneurs and small business owners. So I look forward to the day, and I hope it's in the next week or two that I can do that. In the meantime, I'm going to continue my Twitter campaign. I'm going to continue calling. I'm going to continue, emailing and writing my congressmen and women, calling my city council, like what is going on? Like there are things that they can do. There are leaders, we have advocates, and then we have to advocate for ourselves. So I can continue to encourage you all to do that. Continue to go out there and get your money, right? Because the money is out there. State, city, county, go get it. Grants, check our grant tracker, refer to it. Stay connected. If you're not already subscribed to this, your first time checking out this channel, we give so much. I don't hold anything back. I give a lot of information, step-by-step instructions on here, because I want you to get your money. I want you to stay in business. I want you to rise and thrive during this time. I want you to be able to take advantage of every opportunity that's out there. I want you to collaborate and partner up and know how to do that. I want you to know how to market yourself, how to get visible, how to have exposure in your business. All of that is money for your business. Getting grants is free money for your business. So I want you all to have all of that. So that's why I'm here sharing all of this information, giving you the resources so you can just go out there, get it, apply. Just know you're qualified and just go get it. Just apply. You're not going to get everything. You'll get something, and then apply it to your business. Whether you're going to hire more staff, you're going to put it towards marketing, pay off some business debt, get some new equipment, whatever that is for you, go get that money. That is your stimulus. That's the stimulus update I want you to take away from today, is go take action and go get that money that's out there that is waiting for you at the city, the county, the state level, and from all these advocate organizations and companies that are rolling out these grant programs. Go and apply and get your money. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, stay in good health, stay safe, and I will talk to you later when I come back for the next update. Bye.